Sorry about that, YouTube. We should be good now. For some weird reason, the software I use to send the signal to YouTube, like, for some reason keeps resetting the audio. We were just talking to YouTube chat anyways, though, so you guys didn't really miss anything. Or talking to Twitch chat. So thank you all for the subs already. Thank you all ready for a level 4 hype train. So here's today's plan. Here's what we're doing. All right, I'm going to start the recording right now to make it simple. So we're going to be doing a couple things. So I saw a bunch of comments, various throughout, all over the place, right? Andrew Damon, thank you for the 500 bitty titties. So first off, I started watching Merphy's reviews on my own during the move. I kind of wish I would have recorded them, but here we are. All right, here we are. Bahas Bravo, thank you for the 100 bitties. And since her reactions go up on Friday and I stream on Saturdays and Sundays, I thought that it made sense just to put it up. So she started Thriller Bark. We're going to check it out, see what her thoughts are. And then from there, we are going to make some slight changes. No, but for real. So we're going to be doing that. I want to do at least another episode of Jujutsu Kaisen to finish off that video. I feel like that makes the most sense. I'm currently in Marineford. I don't remember exactly where I left off. I don't remember if I'm 6 episodes in or 9, but if you pay attention to my Twitter, well, you guys would know. You know, if you paid attention to my Twitter, you would have saw the day that I was actually doing it. You would have seen the tweets that I was putting out about Marineford. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good. For anybody that's confused by that, Patreon is 4.5 weeks, a month ahead of YouTube. And then obviously, like, I'm ahead of Patreon. What did I do to the chair? It's in the other room. It's in the other room. I've already discussed everything about spoilers in countless One Piece reaction videos. If you actively choose to not pay attention to the intros that I put in the video, I don't know what to tell you. But I don't feel like answering that question, because every single time I go live, that question gets asked literally every single hour. And it's just, I can't talk about what it is without spoiling other people or potentially starting a conversation or letting the people that would spoil things know what I know so that they know to spoil something else. It's just, I'd rather not get into it. It's in videos. If you watch my content, you should already know the answer. Madame Spice, thank you for the 100 biddies. And thank you, Dustme. All right, so people are asking about the hype train. So let me explain the hype train as simply as I can. So how the hype train works is when 3 people gift a sub, or give at least 100 bits, 100's the minimum there, it starts a hype train. It has to be done within 5 minutes of each other, and then this pops up. So now how Twitch does this is there is all of these little emotes, and there's an emote per level. There's 5 per level, so 5 times 5, 25. If you participate in the hype train, whether you gift a sub, whether you sub with your credit card, wallet, whatever, whether you use Amazon Prime and you sub for free, or if you give 100 bits, it doesn't matter what it is. If you participate in the hype train at all, when the hype train ends, you get one of the emotes that Twitch has built into the site. And then if you're the hype train conductor, like Andrew Dittman is, you get a little choo-choo train next to your name until the next hype train, is basically what happens. That being said, Zen says thank you for 5 gifted subs. Miri Period, thank you for 5 gifted subs. And Kirby, thank you for 48 bits. I appreciate it. So that's basically how that works. People have been asking that a lot lately, and I guess I should explain it. I know a lot of you guys come from YouTube over to Twitch, and you've never really been here before, so welcome. Welcome. Did I like Impel Down? I loved Impel Down. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was absolutely great. What is RuffSenpai's Twitter? I'm going to give you a hint. You technically typed it. To give you guys an idea, I have been watching Totally Not Mark's reviews as well. I believe I left off at... I actually don't know where I left off. It might have been around Thriller Bark. I feel like I got to Water 7 or Annie's Lobby, one of those two. My Hero Season 5 is finally getting good. That's good to hear. I put it down. Can I tell you? So I'm completely caught up on Tokyo Revengers. And yo, I need that manga. Yo, I need that manga. Oh my God. So can I tell y'all, like, there is so many times that I'm like, oh, I wonder what it would be like to experience a anime that I really, really, really love, not as a reaction. Because obviously I'm reacting to One Piece and I love it, and that's pretty evident, but I'm reacting to it. My wrist still hurts. I have a wrist wrap thing that should be here today to hopefully keep my wrist into place so that it heals faster. How am I so charismatic? I don't even know what that means, man. I don't even know what that means. Moving is finished, kind of. There's a bunch of stuff I have to do that I'm not looking forward to, but we'll deal with that. Demon Slayer Mugen Train, we've already done. It's on Patreon. It's in the Discord for Twitch subs. I mean, I wouldn't say so far Marineford's the best arc, but I'm also only a few episodes in, so I'd rather not talk about it. I don't want to like confuse people and make people think that I'm farther than I actually am. So yeah. To be clear though, without spoiling, because this is, in regards to Thriller Bark, I suppose, so there might be people here that haven't seen it, but a specific white bearded individual referring to a certain fire boy individual and calling him son, that shit like shook me to my core, dude. Like, it probably, I don't know if that'll be something that'll be visible. I don't know for sure, but I feel like I've been way more quiet in these reactions because I've just been fucking glued, bro. Like, I have just been glued. Like, just, ugh. I was so bummed I had to stop recording the other day. It was such a pain in the ass. I will do a room tour once it's done. Right now, there's still a bunch of shit over here, and there's a bunch of shit over there. Pretty much anywhere that you can't see in camera-wise, it's just a shit show, so. Gorilla, thank you for the 100 bits. So yeah, so I'll do that at some point. I am curious about the new Demon Slayer game. I'll probably pick it up. We'll probably stream it. I don't know for how long. I'm not a big fighting game person, so we'll see. You were watching 20 episodes a day. Yeah, that wouldn't be possible. There's physically not enough hours in the day for me to react to 20 episodes. Like reacting to 20 episodes would take more than 24 hours. Like, to give you an idea, every 3-episode One Piece reaction usually takes between an hour and 15 to record and an hour and a half. Because of all the times that I pause, all of the in-betweens, all of the times that I have to do the intro, the outro, re-record the intro and outro, etc. etc. How many do I watch a day? I mean, sometimes I just watch 9, 10 episodes, 11, 12, however many in one day, and then I don't watch any more for a week. Not because I don't want to. Just because it's like one of those things that like I have no choice but to do it. So like, to give you all an idea, I can kind of show you here. We go to this screen. So already Drifters episode 4 has gone up. June, obviously, I'm not normally this behind. I'm only this behind because of the move. So, Drifters episode 4 already been uploaded to Patreon. Grand Blue Dreaming has to be recorded. Future Diary 3 is already up there. Dr. Stone 1, which we will be replacing Jujutsu Kaisen with, or when we finish Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone will replace that. Episode 1's already there, but that will be a stream series, so look forward to that. Thank you guys for the level 4 hype train, by the way. Reborn episode 1, Rising of Shield Hero episode 2 and 3, Yu Yu Hakusho episode 2 and 3, Fire Force episode 1, Black Lagoon episode 2, and Love is War episode 2. So you're gonna be getting a bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff. So like that's why like a lot of people ask me is that like, keep in mind there's a lot of series that are on Patreon at the moment that have not come to YouTube, and I don't know when they will. Series that have been on, or episode 1s that have been on Patreon for literally like multiple months, and they just haven't made its way to YouTube yet. So it's like I'm always recording something, you know what I mean? Like between Black Clover and Code Geass and everything like that, like there's always something that I have to go through. Yeah, we are. We've already done Yu Yu Hakusho episode 1, just not 2 and 3. I now owe us another movie. I mean, I didn't say that we were doing a movie. There's a active reason why I haven't been talking about anime movies for like a week. As I'm sure y'all can imagine, I'm a little backed up. No, I haven't contacted AJ Rich for a podcast. So what we've been doing, I mean, I disagree. I don't owe y'all, I owe y'all stuff. I don't think saying you owe us nothing. I do owe y'all stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't owe y'all stuff that I haven't committed to, but I do owe y'all stuff. So all right, so let's go through this real quick. I want to answer some questions because I see a lot of various questions here. And then I want to get started and kind of put her video on. So first off, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitch. Choose where you want to be. I recommend Twitch because I think it's just a much better experience. I think all of the One Piece emotes we have, the animated emotes we have, I just think that overall it's a better experience and the chat's easier to manage than the other one. So I tend to prioritize Twitch chat. Not because I don't love YouTube, it's just, you know, priorities. I pretty much treat YouTube as a way to be like, hey, just as a heads up, YouTube, for those of you that aren't following or maybe don't know I stream, I'm live on Twitch right now. That's pretty much how I treat it. What's the plan? You missed it, bro. This is why you got to get here when you. I can't go through the plan again, Zekel. I love you, Zekel. I do. You're cool. I like your name, but I just spent like 20-30 minutes. I lied. 18 minutes explaining to what the plan is. You just missed it, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Raidinator, they were the Prime sub 2 months. YouTube is better edited. Twitch just does streams, and it is better for it. I agree. I think I prefer YouTube. I use YouTube more, obviously, because of that. But I do feel like Twitch is a little bit crazy. Rattalos with a tier 1 for 6 months. Saying, you're rough. Quick question. I just subbed tier 5 on Patreon. Where is it best to request your one reaction? Rattalos, just DM me on Patreon. And if I don't respond to your message for a week, don't worry. I know it's there. I just don't actively open messages unless I know I can act on them. Because once I open it, it's red. And then I will forget it's there and I will forget about your request. So if I know that you've requested, I usually leave all Patreon stuff not unread until I'm recording Patreon level 5, and then I go through them. Yeah, so all right, so let's answer these last few questions and we'll go from there. To answer the question, when will Jujutsu Kaisen reaction start? The Jujutsu Kaisen reaction will start when I feel like starting the Jujutsu Kaisen reaction. Streams are streams. Streams are not pre-recorded videos. There's no way for me to give you a timestamp on a video, right? Today, I expect to probably stream for 2.5 hours. However, I gave my girlfriend a warning that I might be live for 4 hours just because of the fact that you never know with streams, right? You never know how many times I'm going to stop to talk with chat. You never know how many times I'm going to pause. You never know everything. So when it comes to streams, I don't give timestamps. You could either choose to be here from the entire stream and get all of my content, or you could just leave and hope that you make it in time to catch the Jujutsu Kaisen reaction. But I'm not committing to any set time. I know a lot of people keep saying teching would be a good, nice guest. I'm going to have to look into it. The biggest problem that y'all have to realize is that anytime I bring anybody on a guest, especially to talk about One Piece, it's iffy. Unless we're at the exact same spot, they have to worry about spoiling. And you have to remember that, if somebody's caught up in One Piece, they're 400 or 500 episodes in, it might have been years, right? Even a year. It might be a very, very long time since the last time they watched Impel Down or Marineford. So they might not necessarily remember where everything is. And because of that, I just feel like it makes things hard. It makes things hard to discuss. Teching is a manga reader. Oh yeah, 600k subs, bro. Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am that you think I can get somebody with 600,000 subs on the podcast? Are you nuts? Are you nuts? I am such a small channel in the eyes of like everything. Kirby, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Enjoy that tier 1. Kill Simba, thank you for the 1 month tier 1, 2 months. Love your reactions. Thank you so much, dude. And Dankside, thank you for gifting out 5 tier 1 subs, man. But yeah. How about One Piece D&D from Rustage? I don't really know much about it. I know Rustage. I've been in Rustage's streams. I've rated Rustage. I did a reaction to one of his videos. He thanked me for doing the video. Followed me on Twitter after that. Like, me and him have had a few exchanges, just nothing crazy. Yeah, a lot of people. So basically what I've been doing is I've been going through Merphy's videos. We're going to start that here in a second. I have not reacted to the previous ones. I'm sorry. I was just watching them on my own. I didn't think that anybody would care at all for me to react to these, and I just watched them when I was moving because I couldn't record One Piece, and this was my way to like not deprive myself of more One Piece, as I'm sure you can imagine. However, what I will say is that if y'all have not gone over and subbed to the channel, youtube.com/Nani no anime, you can see we've been having a lot more One Piece discussions. The podcast has been migrated over here, so keep that in mind. If you want to check it out, the podcast has been migrated over to there. It will not be on the main channel anymore. And my man Sione over here, he recorded all of these. So for those that like this person, Grand Line Review, I haven't checked these out. I want to. He has gone through and he reacted to all of these to get caught up because it's been a while since he last read, and those will be making its way to that channel very, very soon. And I think people are gonna like them. What'll be nice too is once we do that, we're going to be he's gonna start doing he's gonna start actually doing One Piece reactions based on where he left off, which was post time skip somewhere. I don't exactly know where. And once that happens, I think you're going to start seeing a lot more One Piece discussions on the podcast because now he's caught up and yada, yada, yada. So I think it's going to be a fun. What episode of One Piece am I on Patreon? Just go to Patreon. You can see the episode number, whether you're subbed or not. Why did YouTube ban me? It's a false ban. So essentially, let me show y'all real quick. So essentially, there is fake Toei, which I will show you. We've already figured this out. They are striking an obscene amount of people. I am in a group DM with like 30 other creators who are also on the verge of losing their channel. The reason why we know it's fake, and there's other reasons we've figured out, but if I can find the damn thing. There is, where do they keep it on their website? I've had to find this before. I'm too lazy to look for it. But the point is that they have, this doesn't match their LLC, which for those that don't know what an LLC, this shit is case sensitive, and this shit is space sensitive, and this shit is period sensitive. Like if this person showed up to court, the judge would be like, you didn't get the LLC right. Get the fuck out. But whatever. But essentially you can see all of these lovely One Piece videos that were striked. The total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 total videos, all striked. They have all been forwarded to this fucking person. And I have to wait 10 business days. And after 10 business days, when they can't prove that they're Toei and they aren't bringing me to court and suing me, well, all of my videos will be released, the strikes will be removed, and I'll have access to the channel yet again. Doing the math on it, probably not going to have access until either Friday, potentially Monday. It depends on how YouTube counts these business days. I don't know if they count the day that they do this. But you'll see, you know, the content owner who's removed the video has 10 business days to review the counter notification if they don't provide proof, yada, yada. The reason it's technically 4. The reason why we figured out that this is all nonsense, a couple of reasons. One, obviously, as I said, the LLC not being accurate at all. But we got to see the email that this person sent to YouTube, because like I said, I'm in a group DM of about 30 other creators. I'm not necessarily safe now. I refuse to get excited or feel safe until the channel is officially back. We'll worry about that when it comes. But basically, this person sent the email to YouTube riddled with typos. It looked like somebody, like it just was typos, missing punctuation. Like it was the most unprofessional email I think I've ever seen, which from there, you know damn well it's not from the company. But like, let's ignore that portion of it. They used a name of a music composer that works as Toei, that has not worked on anything at Toei since the One Piece movie that came out in 2016. So it's a random ass music composer that hasn't even been working for 5 years. So as I'm sure y'all can imagine, music composers don't deal with that shit. That's not their job. So it's so blatantly fake. And we found out because what ended up happening is they've striked My Hero videos, which are Toho, not Toei, right? But on top of that, the thing with it is that they were first attacking Dragon Ball creators. And we found out that if in the credits of the Dragon Ball Super opening or ending, I forget which one, this dude's name pops up. So 100% we think that somebody decided to grab his name because it was just easy and you could see it, and they just went from there. I can guarantee you it's not him. I can 100% guarantee you it's not him. That being said, I think it's time to check this out. Obviously, on a positive side, we don't really have to worry all that much about much at all, to be honest. So what we're going to do here is I am going to move this so I can actually read the chat properly. Why is it like... Okay. To remove that. I want to keep the other stuff there. That works. What's up, Phantom? How you doing, man? I'm just making sure I have the access to the chat. Again, guys, thank you so much for all the support. I will say, like, the streams on Twitch lately have really been insane. Like, the fact that there is over 500 of y'all here, and like, we're not even doing anything like crazy. Like, even if people were just like, I saw One Piece and I clicked, which does happen. The fact that it's Thriller Bark, I just kind of assumed it would be a slower day. So thank you, everybody that came and hung out. I appreciate it. All right, let me move this YouTube chat so I can actually see it as well. One Piece fandom is strong, dude. Y'all can't see what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. I'm doing it just so that I can read the chat a little bit easier. Just a little bit. Yeah, I finished Impel Down on Mom Marineford. All right, well, let's check it out. Eureka's Merphy, I love it. For those that have not checked out her videos, if y'all are on a computer, I know you can't do this on mobile, but if y'all are on a computer, I need you to do me a favor. This is my biggest request that I can ask you. Take this link to Merphy's channel. 1, go subscribe. That's first off. 2, you could do me a favor and open up her video, let it run in the background. Even if you're going to run the reaction, just please give her a view. I would appreciate that. If you could just do that, that'd be dope. So, you know, at least do that for me. Just go pull up her channel. You could mute it and run it in the background while you watch the stream. Just, you know, I just want to make sure that she's getting views for it. Plus, y'all should be watching her fucking videos because they're great. I'm just saying. So let's dive into the Thriller Bark review and see what's happening. I will have to make an adjustment, hopefully this time.
We are going to be talking about Thriller Bark. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about Thriller Bark, the arc where nothing happens. I finally get the joke. I was really confused for a long time reading those comments because a lot happened in this arc.
Every reactor,
but I get it now. So Thriller Bark is
going to be
chapters
worried about
442 to 489, volumes 46.
The nothing happened thing is so confusing, dude.
Through 50. I'm not going to have it on the screen. Apparently, I'm done putting arc names on the screen as a whole, or even looking up arc names, because I've gotten so many messages and DMs saying even the arc names themselves up to this point,
One Piece fans go into them, they'll have a mental breakdown.
Spoilers, so
don't read them.
Stop looking at them.
They'll attack you.
It is funny. The One Piece fandom
when people found out I knew what the name of Impel Down was. They were like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm
about spoilers than I've
avoid.
Probably ever encountered," which I appreciate because I am trying to not get.
It's like trying to see this, right? Like my thing. It's almost like, imagine what it would be like. I just realized. Imagine what it would be like to, what's the word? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Spoiled for anything. I'm not watching any One Piece videos on YouTube right now because I don't want the algorithm to start recommending me things and then for me to get spoiled.
And I don't really know why. I'm assuming it's just all of the
just yesterday
One Piece
I
content,
sat down
probably.
to read some of the top comments of the video that went up last Friday, and the top 6 comments on the video,
I know, bro.
5 of
like
them
a week
were
and a half
saying,
or 2
Merphy,
weeks,
don't
she's gonna be
read
ahead
comments.
Of me.
Which I appreciate. I'm glad that you guys also want me to experience a series without any spoilers. And so far, I've done that. But anyway, so we're talking about Thriller Bark today, which is its own saga, it seems, before we get into another long saga, which I kind of understand because Water 7 Saga was...
It's almost like... imagine if people attempted to... for example, I don't care who you are. If you just started One Piece a month ago or anything like that, there's no way in hell that you have not at least heard about Wano. There's just no way.
Very emotional, 2 really back-to-back emotional arcs.
I think that I got the volume though. This should be good.
Had really emotional moments, and I imagine that Zoro is wrong, and we've got more coming. But this was a nice little reprieve. It was a light, fun, and very different sort of arc, sort of setting and themes that we got to explore before we got into what I assume is going to be more, traditional One Piece islands that we visit. But I really liked it. Based off of the discussions that we've had over on my Discord, it seems like this is kind of a... You've
heard of Wano? I know. It's like time skip, dude. Like, I have people... my favorite response is when people come in and they're like, this man's obviously seen One Piece already. Look at his hoodie. It's got post-time skip Zoro. And I'm just like, bro, there's no pre-time skip merch. Every single One Piece figure I have, except for I think one of them, is all post-time skip. And guess what? I didn't buy any of them. Every single one was gifted to me by somebody in the community. I didn't even pay for the motherfuckers. This was a gift from my girlfriend. You think that she's supposed, as somebody who doesn't watch anime, you think she's supposed to know fucking post-time skip, pre-time skip? You fucking know? And what would have been funnier is if Crunchyroll didn't make one for Zoro and Robin and it was for like a character I hadn't seen yet. That would have been funny. It didn't happen.
Kind of some people like and some people really don't like.
Don't read the chat. Jacob, you shut your mouth. I'm going to do what I want.
So I'll explain why I like it. So if you watched any of my other videos, you probably already know that this One Piece, I'm relatively new to manga as a whole.
10% off advance.
So what I traditionally read are traditional novels, and Gothic novels are one of my favorite subgenres. I love Gothic horror and Gothic thrillers.
She's gonna love this, dude.
Daphne du Maurier is one of my favorite authors.
Her Enies Lobby video, almost reminded me and made me realize how much I fucking loved Enies Lobby and how much it just destroyed me.
It's very gothic feeling island
so I will not
floating pirate ship is really on brand for me.
I won't be really doing read-throughs live, but I have
something
plans
that I
to
love
do a
so
read-through
much.
of some
This
kind. I'll
very
explain in a second.
Spooky, creepy, unsettling setting mixed with the standard lighthearted
I don't
humor
think you know what mad means, man.
Of the series as a whole was really a really fun dynamic.
Wait, I'm actually curious now. I need to know. This is what you consider mad? Like when my mother got mad when I was younger, I got the living shit beat out of me. Like just fucking my ass rocked. And like me saying no, I'm gonna choose to read the chat is me being mad? What? New York is the best state. As somebody who lived there and moved, I disagree. I think New York City is a great place to visit. Living in New York fucking sucks.
That I think Oda handled really well for the most part. Plus, Gothic classics, especially.
That's why I'm surprised the channel has been doing as well as it is.
Tend to have a very slow-paced,
it's called Angry Not Mad. Death from Above again. I don't think you understand what the word mad
is. What Thriller Bark did. Means. So it suits my Gothic-loving self quite well. And while vampires and zombies, while being Gothic, are not my thing, hauntings and ghosts are. And I really liked parts of this novel. Not novel, arc. This arc did have one very big downside for me, one scene that I really didn't like, which we'll get into later, but
I'm calling it right
whole,
now, the Nami
I had a good time
scene.
with this arc. It's not
I'm calling it
nearly
right now.
as high up.
Like 100%, that's 100% the one she's talking about. I guarantee you she did not like that.
In my list as Water 7 and Enies Lobby
YouTube,
are,
but
it was a nice little reprieve, and for the most part,
YouTube,
I really liked
stop
it.
trying
so
to
the beginning of this arc was immediately awesome.
What are you doing?
With, I think it was Luffy and Usopp that caught the shark, put it in
Go
their
in
fish
the
tank,
normal
the
place.
shark ate all the fish, and then they were instantly angry about it, and now suddenly Luffy doesn't want this shark as a pet. He wants to eat it because how dare it do what sharks do. You can drag those? Sanji's creepy ghost story, and then I think it was
I didn't know you could do this.
And Chopper, who were instantly afraid
Y'all
and wanted.
Just blew my fucking mind. Chad, did you know that you can put the subtitles anywhere you want except for over here? You can't go this far. That's crazy. What? Dude,
anti-ghost stuff.
I didn't know that.
And then us meeting Brooks, where Luffy, without needing to know Brooks at all, without needing any context whatsoever of who Brooks is, what his motivations are.
I loved that.
Anything. Luffy he's interesting, so hey, you want to join our crew? At one point, Brooks mentions he's a musician, so Luffy is just losing his mind.
I want to... So I have access to this over here. I have to say, I think that they handled Brook's introduction better than I could have possibly imagined. Like straight up, with them adding Frankie, it's something you never expect. There's nobody ever, I guarantee everybody, there's no way that anyone would have expected somebody else to join the crew immediately after we get Frankie and immediately after Usopp rejoins. Like, it was just so close together that I was so shocked.
You gotta join
and I love
crew.
it because I knew
and this is one of those things
was coming
One Piece has a lot of reoccurring
bits, you can't forget Bone Daddy,
which is something that I
knew
love.
he was
and this
coming,
is one
but
of
I
those
didn't know how or when, and I loved the way they handled it.
I think it's so funny that Luffy, he does this later on in the arc too. Again, he just meets some zombies and he's like, oh, you look interesting. Want to be a part of our crew? He's just, anybody that looks mildly interesting to him, he is ready to have on board. He doesn't need to know anything about them, and the crew is always right behind him screaming, no, you can't just invite people to be in the crew.
Go binge watch all of her videos.
So we have some wonderful moments with the crew as well. Frankie is an excellent ship hand, and he built the mini Mary to go along with the Sunny. And that's just so sweet.
I would
that
pay
is such a
so
thoughtful
much
thing
money
that Frankie
to ride
did.
around around in Mini Mary.
I love the
like
what was it?
So much.
Nami and a few went onto the island first.
I'm gonna throw the link by the way in the chat again.
Sanji
please
is concerned
go
for
sub to
Nami's
Merphy's
safety,
channel.
and Luffy's just mad at Nami and wants her back because he'd like to ride.
Will this
the
video be
Mini Mary
deleted?
too.
It'll probably remain on the channel. I don't really know exactly how I'm gonna handle this
stuff. But then once we're all on the island,
I've already watched all the other ones, so like I don't know if it makes sense to make this a video,
kind of spooky
but
with still that lighthearted Luffy feel to it, One Piece standard lighthearted humor. And I think that Oda balanced the two so well with the Cerberus that they fought off, which, you know, it had stitch marks all over it, so we already know that there's going to be some sort of Frankenstein type thing happening here.
My own arc reviews.
Something
of just like
in that
seeing
realm.
what I catch.
And
I don't know if there's gonna be a difference, but leave it on Twitch for nonsense. No, it will be. It will be. The only things that are left as sub only is like certain reactions. Like if you noticed the Yakuza streams, those are just public. That's not a problem, etc., etc. What I like, I'm curious because I don't know how people will feel. Like it'll be a review, but I feel like it'll be a very different type of review because like I've watched it and then I'm going back and reading the manga and then reviewing the arc, having my knowledge from the anime and the manga itself. And I feel like everybody that has done an arc review, I feel like they just read through it or watched it and did the reviews right then and there, and it wasn't going back and catching everything. So I'm curious like how people will like that. I'm curious how much I'm going to notice
Luffy,
that I didn't notice before.
Wants to tame the Cerberus until it bites him, and then as soon as it lets him go, then he's just like dumb dog and fighting it off and knocking it out. We have the creepy paintings that come out of the walls, and you know, so many very haunted things happening here, which I love. I also really liked that Oda actually split up our crew in weak versus strong categories. We had Nami.
People have been ranting about
Usopp
One Piece's
and
pacing
Chopper,
since I
and then
started
we had
it.
all of our much more strong characters.
I'm not worried about it.
In the other group, and I really liked the way he did this because one, it let our weak characters shine a little bit more. I haven't seen Daniel Green's yet.
I need to watch those next.
You know,
they've been popping up on my recommended.
Very often, well, not really Usopp anymore, but these three are very often overshadowed by our powerful players, and it gave us some time to really not be able to let them be overshadowed. There's no one else to look at, and so we have to look at them a little bit more, which I thought was really clever. But then I also love the dynamic of seeing them meet the Cerberus, meet the zombies, meet the haunted paintings.
Oh my god! Seafood dropping 5K bits, and it's just like, I'm here for the Zoro emo. Motherfucker, you just took the #2 spot for the month. This man's just flexed. He just came in and fucking flexed. Like, god damn, dude. Thank you. Holy shit.
Doctor? Yeah, they met the doctor too. I loved seeing the three of them
Jesus.
interacting with these very haunted things and being overwhelmed by them and nearly being taken over by them a few times. And then we have our strong crew that comes behind them and that encounters each of these things, but for them, it's like one punch, you're out, and they're easily overpowering.
Actually, let me pause just so I don't miss it, because I actually I fucking really like her reviews. I don't want to miss any part of it. Let me just show, because I want to see, I need to know when I can read this. So like I said, I got to the part where he referred to him as son. I learned about the Spade Pirates and all that. That's where I'm at. So I ordered these, and they'll be here today, actually. But I don't think I can read them yet. So I wanted to know, let me just make sure my address isn't like showing up anywhere. Going to, just to be safe, there's 2 of them. It's Ace's story. When am I allowed? Does anybody have an episode number that I'm able to read that? Because I need to read it, and I want to do a stream of that. I want to read that live, or at least make a video of it. After Marineford, post Marineford. Okay. So once I'm done with the blah 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 war arc, then I can get it. Okay. Okay. Actually adapted to manga by the mangaka of Dr. Stone. Holy shit, really? Huh. That's wild, dude. That's wild. That's actually crazy. Sharjeel, no, you're just a moron. Man, you sure out of content when you have to react to someone else's content. I actually have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be doing later today. However, I have enjoyed her reviews so much and everybody was upset that I didn't react to them. I'm doing this to hopefully get her a little bit more exposure for people that maybe haven't learned who she is as well, because I wanted to watch it on my own. So there you go. Raider Nader just dropped a motherfucking 10K bits. What the fuck are y'all motherfuckers doing? Jesus Christ. Well, shit. Enjoy the fucking 10K bits. Oh my God. Wow, you are insane.
These things, which was such a fun dynamic to be able to encounter each of these obstacles in two ways with two very different groups of our crew. I thought that was so smart, and I thought that was so fun. And again, we still have our trademark humor. I think one of my favorite panels now of this entire series, not just the arc, is when the zombie popped up and Luffy, what is in Luffy's head? He just looks at the zombie with a straight face and then walks over
it's so awesome
and shoves it back in the ground. I mean, what was in your head, man?
It really does just remind me.
I so badly want to know what goes on in this kid's head.
All of the memories come flooding back every time I see one of these panels.
I don't know. It's brilliant. And then we also had the humor of, oh yeah, Luffy... After Luffy shoves the zombie back in the ground, the zombie pops back up and it's mad, and Luffy's like, an old man with severe injuries? And he's like, I'm a zombie. And then later we have an old man with severe injuries come up and
Oda's art is incredible. I mean, Luffy's
like, an old man with severe injuries? And Sanji goes, it's a zombie. And then the guy says, no, I'm an old man with severe injuries. And then Sanji gets mad at him. Just be a zombie. Stop confusing him. Like, why?
So actually, that's a good question. I was curious about that. So I know that Merphy is introducing a very large amount of people to One Piece. And I love that, because for those that don't know her content, I didn't know who she was until she came up on my thing. She's a very big YouTuber, right? 269K subs. But she does books. Like, she reads real books. You know what I mean? Like, not like us. Like, she prior to this didn't fuck with the picture books. You know what I'm saying? But... she heard about One Piece, not surprisingly, right? When you think about it, and you are, you know, when you do a job that she does, when you have a YouTube channel of that caliber, like when you're focusing on books, right? Eventually, you're going to learn about One Piece. I mean, the thing is about to outsell Harry Potter. It's outsell XYZ. Jacob, fuck you. Don't tell me to watch my profanity. It's my channel. If you don't like it, you can fuck yourself and leave. But like, I feel like that's going to be a huge introduction to a lot of people, which I really, really, really like. After you said to subscribe to your channel, she got like 1K subs in less than 10 minutes. That's crazy. I guarantee that wasn't from me. Her video did just go up, but I'm sure a decent shot. Granted, I have no idea how many of y'all are watching. Oh, holy shit. I didn't realize that. Yo, Twitch chat, y'all got to step it up. This is the first time in months that YouTube is outpacing y'all in terms of views. There is 600 plus people watching on YouTube, and there's 582 of y'all on Twitch. When the fuck did 600 of y'all show up on YouTube? Jesus. Last time I checked, there was like 100. What the fuck? Where'd y'all come from? Where did y'all come from? What the fuck? Oh, sorry, YouTube chat, that your chat isn't on the screen. We've tried to do that in the past. I've tried to put both, and every time I attempt to put any overlay stuff for anything involving YouTube, it breaks something, so I just gave up. I couldn't deal with it anymore. But no, so I feel like she introduced a bunch of people to One Piece, like people to manga in general. But I know that like a lot of people are saying that they think that it's coming from Totally Not Mark, and I'm really curious what y'all mean by that, because his videos have been out for a while, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they've been gaining a lot of traction lately. I did watch them, but funny enough, I watched hers before I watched Totally Not Mark. And I'm really enjoying Mark's videos. They're fucking great.
The only thing that they encountered here at the beginning of this arc,
a lot of the influx encountered
that
but I feel like it's a lot. I feel like I've seen a lot of
reactors
start too. I'm sorry for pausing again. Like if we look at it, right? I know that Boom Sentai is a friend of mine. He's a new person. Go sub to him if you guys are, if you like JoJo's, and he's doing Attack on Titan, but I don't believe he's doing all episodes of Attack on Titan. He's only doing certain episodes, and then he's going through One Piece, and he's a crier. Boom is a crier. He's cried way more than I have already, and let me tell you, I can't put into words how excited I am to see him react to Water 7 in Ennie's lobby, dude. He's gonna break. Mans is going to be a mess. Then you got Alonzi, who just recently started One Piece 2, which is awesome. I'm like so happy that he's checking it out. I don't know how many he's in. Yeah, so he just started recently. And I know a bunch of other people have as well.
And they pass through you.
No, I haven't seen Uzumaki-con. I avoid any reactors that are farther than me.
The later on what happens.
So, like, for example,
Usopp, who isn't actually affected by it, he's just pretending because he's already so very negative that they can't affect him.
Recommending all of them, and
that is a great joke that is also desperately sad.
Like
but I also really like this because
that's the hardest part of there's reactors I want to watch that I feel like I can't. If that makes sense.
But it seems like each time that the depression ghost hit them, when they fall down, they say specific things, and it seems like what they're saying gives a little insight into their character.
Yeah, Hi-Suten. I've never watched him because I've never really cared about Naruto, but I know he started it recently.
What are the things that they're saying? Zoro is saying stuff like, I don't deserve to be in the same room as you people. So him, always being kind of standoffish and being kind of aloof and, Zoro. He actually has a lot of strong respect for these people.
You can't watch any OP on YouTube? Well, I fucked up, chat. I fucked up. Will I be reacting to Totally Not Mark's Marine Ford review? I mean, apparently I'm going to end up reacting to all of them because y'all keep yelling at me. Everybody was so mad at me when they found out that I was watching her videos on my own. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, it's like I fucking wanted to watch some One Piece and I was moving. Like, it's not my fault. I didn't know anybody would want reactions to something like this.
Even thinks more highly of them than himself in his lowest moments.
But I feel like
the same with Sanji and the others. Each one of them, if you look closely at what they say when they're in their depressive mental states, I think kind of gives us a little bit of insight into a little bit more of who they are and what they really are thinking. A little bit more. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I don't think so. Maybe it's something. Okay, so we do get introduced to several new antagonists, so I guess we'll talk about them for a minute. So we have the balloon guy, the balloon shadow stealer, Mariah? And he's like our main big bad. He's one of the 7 warlords of the sea. And he wants to be the pirate king, but he also can't be bothered to lift a finger to do it. He wants his minions or his shadows to do the work, which I actually think is very interesting. I think it's a cool...
I want to know what her thoughts are on Moria.
It's a cool way to play an antagonist.
I don't know if she'll like Shadow
Luffy. Our antagonists have always been very powerful, very motivated, and
like really
very driven.
I call Moria the way I want to call Moria. If you don't like it, I don't fucking care.
More of, I want this and I deserve it and I'll have it. Go fight for me, which I kind of like. That's typically not an antagonist that I care much about because it's like, well, you're not scary then. You're not going to be scary just because the author told me you're scary. But because that's so different from how the antagonists usually are in the series,
called him Luffy too. Just want to make that clear.
That play out.
I'm telling you.
But also, if you don't know this about me,
nobody would think that his name is Luffy when you just look at it.
Peter Pan is my favorite standalone book of all times.
Oh, wow.
Of all time. That's not pluralized. And The Gentleman Bastards is my favorite series. If you want to check out some really cool books.
That's actually kind of wild.
Peter Pan is my favorite standalone. And Peter Pan has a lot to do with shadows and shadows being important to you. And Mariah, who I'm probably saying his name wrong now that I think about it. Oh well. He deserves a girly name. Mariah, who plays with shadow magic, I'm very attached to the concept.
I love it. but it's gonna drive me crazy for the rest of the video. Dude, that motherfucker, now that I've gotten to the Marine Fort and he hasn't started fighting yet, but he talking a lot of shit, let me tell you right now. He talking a lot of shit for somebody that got his shit rocked not even like 2 arcs ago, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he talking a lot of shit that I don't think is deserved. Arctic Wolf, thank you for the 23 months, man. I appreciate it.
Concept of shadow magic as a whole, and I really liked exploring it in the way that it was explored in this arc. Hogback probably is not the most interesting antagonist to me, but what I liked about him the most was that he gave Chopper a lot of opportunities to shine, and Chopper isn't really a character that, I mean, he's definitely not my favorite Straw Hat.
This is another one, and I have to say it doesn't surprise me. I've noticed most of these manga reactions, right? Like most of these manga reactions, they almost all unanimously don't really care about Chopper. And I think it's just because there's a difference between seeing Chopper in the anime and hearing his voice that I've noticed, because Totally Not Mark, same thing, didn't really care about Chopper. And what I found out is they both watched G8, if I'm not mistaken. And once they saw Chopper in the anime, they both started liking Chopper. And I thought that was really, really cool. But I get it. Like, Chopper's voice definitely adds to the cute factor, I think. I'm kind of bummed because I'm curious, like, if I would have read One Piece first, I wonder if I would have had the same outlook or if I still would have been in love with Chopper. I don't know.
Like him,
also, I'm not ignoring YouTube.
He's one that gets overshadowed really easily for me.
Because it's easier
and
to manage.
I really liked that Vampire Dr. Guy gave Chopper the opportunity to shine, because Chopper's basic ideals of being a doctor were directly challenged with who Hogback has become. I'm not sure I'm saying his name right.
You got it. You're nailing it.
Chopper has to go through kind of reckoning with
I love that she's the confidence about Mariah, right? The confidence about Mariah's name. But she's nailing Hogback, and it's like, I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Hero being a villain, but then he directly challenges him as well, and he gets a really great moment of letting the others go on so that he can face off against this person who has essentially betrayed him, even though, you know, it's in ideology and mentality and letting him down as a hero. And I thought that was really interesting. I really liked that moment for Chopper that this doctor
I don't think I'm gonna
allowed
do
us to have.
reactions to the Hunter x Hunter
I don't
reviews.
like. His entire motivation is I want to dominate Nami and force her into marriage. And that's just what he does over and over again, just trying to force her into marriage over and over and over and over. And it wasn't interesting and it wasn't funny. So I didn't like his character at all. In fact, I hated his character, and I'm disappointed that he survived in the end, and that he'll probably come back around, because he's not someone that I need to spend any more time with. But then we have my ghost girl. She is the shining star of this entire arc. She is the one that she's
despised her for like 3/4, and then she's grown on me since. And then when they went back and like went to learn about her, like when we're learning about Zoro being trapped on the island with her, dude, she's fucking great. I love her.
New favorite side character. She's my new favorite antagonist, and she's my new favorite future crew member. I know it won't happen, but let me dream. She is the embodiment of what I love the next few arcs, dude. Gothic
because she loves Zoro.
Herself
when she sees Zoro and her together, she's gonna pop off.
She's haunted. She's able to put her take her soul or her spirit out of her body and become a ghost herself, ghost-like something herself. She can get bigger, she can change her shape, she can go through people. The whole gag where she tells Usopp that she's going to crush his heart and she puts her hands inside of him and
call
she says,
anime canon, whatever you want. It's got canon in the title.
And he's freaking out and she's taunting him like this, and then it's all she's like, no, I can't actually do that. It's like,
but it was cover pages, so technically they are canon, so suck a dick.
Creepy, disturbing humor Bible guy asks her.
Seriously though, if y'all skipped that, there's something wrong with you. Like, if y'all skipped that, you missed the best. You missed one of the best outcomes. If y'all skipped that anime canon, fucking Brook showing up in front of the Satanist dude was one of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Where does she want to go for vacation? And her answer is a dreary, dark castle where she can sing songs. What is it? Songs of curses? Put the castle on water and make it haunted, and that's my dream vacation too. Or at least my dream novel to read. I don't know that I actually want to go there myself. But she is, and plus, on top of that, she's also just adorable and sweet and charming. And she is my new favorite thing. I love her so much.
Damn.
And there's more goodness to come about her.
That's some fucking praise.
So I haven't mentioned this yet.
I'm not surprised though. Like, I remember comments were loving her, dude. Like, so many people like loved her. When she first showed up in Thriller Bark, there was people like, best character has arrived.
Everybody that watches my videos seems to be people that are way far ahead of me in the series, and they're just enjoying watching someone who has no idea what they're talking about scream for a while. So
yeah,
I probably don't need to remind anyone of this.
Stories.
The main
like
magic of this island, the main conflict, the main fear of this island, other than Pervy Absalom, is the shadow magic. It's the fact that Mariah can clip a shadow out of someone and then steal your shadow, so now you can't go out in the sunlight without disappearing, and you know there's consequences.
I'm curious,
and then the shadow goes inside something else, and that makes that something else powerful, and that something else
read the manga,
a zombie will obey Balloon Guy's every wish.
Because
so this was all
I've
interesting to me, and I like the idea of it. I like the concept of it. I found it really interesting when Brook introduced it all to us. But when it started affecting our crew, I don't know. I thought we were having a lighthearted, nice little side quest. I'm actually pretty upset about how upsetting and emotionally draining this arc was. When our crew started getting picked off and started disappearing one by one, that freaked me out.
Yeah, so I want to give kind of thoughts on this, because I feel like I see a lot of people talk about One Piece's pacing. And then more importantly, I see a lot of people talk about One Piece's pacing, and they always seem to specify that it's week to week. And I see a lot of the people that defend One Piece's pacing, a lot of the people in my comments that are like, no, like, trust me, Ruff, like, you're gonna like it. Especially with how much I've already liked with stuff that people have told me that I was not gonna like and I ended up liking. I think that I've come to the conclusion that people are associating waiting a week for 15 minutes of content every week to pacing. Like, I feel, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I've come to the conclusion that the pacing is fine, that the issue isn't the pacing, the issue is that it's a long story, and if you can only get a small snippet of the story once per week, of course you're going to be frustrated. Like, dude, I watched like 6 episodes of Tokyo Revengers last night, like just hanging out, having some beer and just chilling. And let me tell you right now, I am not excited to go on week to week with that because the story is so good. That's why I said, like, even though it's not already made in terms of English, like, I am getting on the fucking manga for that because I don't want to wait. I totally can understand it. But I just, like, and I'm not saying the pacing doesn't have issues or won't have issues, I guess I should say. I just feel like I don't think that I am going to have the issues with it that a lot of other people say that I will, because I'm not watching it week to week, if that makes sense. I'm making you want to watch Tokyo Revengers. Y'all, all right, let me put it this way. To give you all an idea about how much I'm so mad that I watched Tokyo Revengers and didn't make reactions, and then we'll continue the video. It is one of my favorite stories so far. And if in terms of seasonal anime, it is on the level of Misfit of Demon King Academy for me. And for those that have not watched my Misfit of Demon King Academy videos, I would actually be shocked just because they're literally some of the most highest viewed videos on my entire channel, which is still wild. Like, this one's about to hit 100K. And I hate it because that was a long time ago and I feel like my videos were bad back then, but maybe that's just me. Misfit of Demon King Academy was great. And but it was great because it was just ridiculous and over the top and crazy. And I feel like Tokyo Revengers is just so good. Like Tokyo Revengers, I wouldn't say it's grounded, but like in terms of the characters, Mikey and Draken, I won't spoil anything, I promise, are straight up two of my favorite characters. Like they are both, especially Draken, dude. They're such good characters. It is insane.
Stupid
I love
older
them
Merphy,
so much.
Not older, younger Merphy.
I see your message,
was wanting higher stakes and was mad that nobody was dying or having long-lasting injuries. It was always something that they could recover from pretty easily in the next couple of chapters. And the stakes have been raised so much in the last few arcs, and I don't like it. I would like my non-stakes back, please, because I love these characters too much, and when I think they're in danger, it causes me legitimate stress. So when Sanji and Zoro and then eventually Luffy were disappearing and getting picked off, and then they weren't coming right back, and I know about this shadow magic, that scared me and I didn't like it. And then
I can tell that like these arcs are gonna fuck her up more than it fucked me up, and it fucked me up, bro. It fucked me up, dude. It really did. Graves, thank you for the 300 bits saying reading Water 7 and Ennie's lobby weekly was jarring, but when you read the arc, it's fine. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, let's be honest here. Is any form of media really designed to be consumed at a snail's pace? Of course not. It's one of those things of like, you either get to experience it as it's getting finished, right? So that you're getting the story without having to waiting, or you wait and you watch it all in bulk. I don't think either way is wrong. I totally understand why people would rather watch week to week, and I would also like to see those. Guys, please don't talk about Marineford. I'm not done with Marineford.
Confirmed to me that their shadows actually have been taken from them and put into zombies.
Kinda, yeah.
It's not okay. I wasn't okay.
I need to know what her thoughts are. I actually
thought we were losing a crew member in this arc, and it looked like it was going to be one of our strongest crew members. This is one of those situations
where I wish she did reactions, because I want to see her face when she saw the nothing happened scene. Like, that's what I want to fucking see, dude.
Whose
Raiders, they were the 100 pieces, man.
Shadow. As soon as Brook explained to us the mechanics of this shadow magic and how the shadow takes on the personality of the person that it enters, it's just loyal to Balloon Guy. That made it really easy for me to.
Does she have it like saved on her Patreon? She reads live on Patreon. Are they archived? Patreon, Discord. Oh, okay. They're talking about me on her Discord. Oh my god, that's actually kind of funny. Yo, but seriously though, just because I know some new people got here, please go sub to Merphy, because these fucking reactions are fantastic. Of course she cries like a baby, bro. I'm a grown-ass man, and I fucking cry like a baby. Are you kidding me? This series has fucking made me cry more than any other series ever. Like, do you want to know the type of media? Here's the type of media that has made me cry, or scenes, and I won't spoil specifically. The opening of The Last of Us 1 fucked me up. Still to this day, I cannot play that opening without tearing up. In terms outside of that, Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna try my best not to spoil, but like, yo, this motherfucker came out in like 2000. If you haven't played the first Kingdom Hearts, like, you're probably never going to. But the scene where fucking Sora and Kairi are separated and they're like, I'll wait for you, and that shit fucking made me really sad. That made me just tear up a little bit. But that's it. Like, no other fucking series have done that to me.
Then from there go, oh, okay, the samurai guy is Brook, right? And the zombie, the little bitty zombie.
I've never even heard of Restaurant to Another World.
Says that he'll never hit a woman, which is exactly the same line that Sanji said in the Bubble Girl arc. I knew which one was Sanji. Luffy identified which one was Zoro right away. And then who am I missing? Oh, right. Well, I mean, Luffy, we saw that shadow go in him. Oh, Hog Woman. That's the one I was thinking of. The Hog.
I want to know what her thoughts are on lady. Hog Woman forcing Absalom to marry her, dude.
It was obvious to tell which one she was, too. Well, once we met her human
I think
form.
It was the best revenge.
Okay. Moving on. So I like that. I like that it was easy to see and to piece together as we're getting more clues about how this magic
One Piece
works
has destroyed
and about
me.
all those things. It's easy for me to
I mean, as I've said, when it comes to One Piece, like, One Piece is my favorite piece of media. Like, it's not even, it's like One Piece is, like, as I've said, I have 2 Kingdom Hearts tattoos. Kingdom Hearts is my favorite piece of media anywhere. And One Piece has caught that, or surpassed that for me. The hardest thing with One Piece is I want new tattoos, and now, like, I'm vaccinated, I'm good to go. I feel a little bit more comfortable going to get a tattoo compared to, obviously, like, mid-pandemic, not going to do that. I plan on getting a bunch of One Piece tattoos. I would love to do because I want 2 sleeves eventually. Tattoos are just expensive. I would love a One Piece sleeve. But I almost don't want to start getting any reviews until I hit time skip. And then I think I need to limit it to a set number. That way, by the time I'm caught up, there isn't things I want, but I have no room for. If that makes sense. I can't do that. I can't do the X because it's here. I already have that part of my arm covered. See what I mean? This is what you got to think of. It's just permanent. So, like, once it's there, you can't move the shit around. And if I get the X on the right hand, then it ain't gonna make no goddamn sense. If I put the cross on my right arm, then it's just an X. It's no longer a One Piece reference. No matter how much I want it to be, it will no longer be a One Piece reference.
Reader to say, aha, so that moment here belongs to this, and you know, I like that kind of stuff. I also love Zombie Luffy. Zombie Luffy is so much fun because he's still Luffy. He still is this careless, airheaded creature, but this time in a massive, giant body, accidentally knocking over buildings, still having the silly kind of fighting style.
I want to make a see, here's the problem is I want to make references to what I'm watching now where I'm at Marineford, but I'm trying my best to not, just because I would assume anybody that's here knows where I'm at, right? And understands that, like, you know, understands where I'm coming from and understands where I'm at in the story. But I'm sure that there's some people here that are, it's Thriller Bark review. So I feel weird talking about an arc that is like 3 arcs ahead, but
wanting to be Pirate King,
y'all are there,
so
you know
he's kind of pushing against the control that Balloon Mariah has on him, and he's steering the ship wrong and messing up everything. I mean, destroying the island, putting it off course, just being a absolute chaos,
well, not all
a force
of y'all know everything
chaos,
I know, but
just like
some
Luffy
do.
is, except even less tamed and in a much more destructive body, which was really
what
fun.
I'm going to be sad about is when she passes
that Zombie
me
Luffy
and
was
I can't watch her videos
the
anymore.
Pirate King, and I just wanted to let him go off for
suck.
a little while. Just go have your adventure. Except that we needed the shadow back. Oh, we also had a lot of really fun fights along the way. I think one of my favorites is probably the one with Robin when she's fighting the spider thing, and what she did to get them out of it, working with Frankie, was really fun, as well as mixed with a ton of awesome humor in the midst of all of this craziness that's happening on this island.
Than watching. That's why
when we got back to the 3 bodies of Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro, and what the zombies.
I mean, if y'all motherfuckers would stop subbing to Patreon
followed
level 5
by all
and stop
of their
requesting series
initial
for me to react to,
reactions when
then
they
I could
first
read
wake up,
more or
which
could do
just
more One
fits
Piece.
them so well. I also really enjoyed seeing Frankie's dynamic with this crew, and I think it was smart
No, she hasn't
for
gotten the
Oda
Laboon reveal
to
yet.
bring Frankie into this crew and not give him a huge focus in his very next arc. We're still relying on the people that we have known for a long time, that we love for a long time, and we're seeing their dynamics shift. We're seeing their dynamics play in a different way.
I think in about 3 or 4 weeks she'll be
Frankie is more of a side character and one that doesn't shine very often.
That's true. I forgot. She is doing a reread after Marineford. So that being said, it might give me time to catch up. Okay, I'll stop requesting anime that just gives you my mind. I'm just kidding. Look, I appreciate that. You know what the hardest thing for the Patreon level 5? I love the Patreon level 5 because you guys recommend some crazy anime. But the issue I have with the Patreon level 5 is unfortunately, I feel like I've made it too cheap, but I also feel weird increasing it, right? It's $50. And I feel weird increasing that because I don't want to price people out and like increase it. But there's so many people subbing to it at this point. Eventually, like soon, I'm going to have to change something. And I don't know if I change it in the sense that I would limit how many people could sub to it. Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
But that's working really nicely.
Because the choice is either limit how many people can sub or increase the price to reduce the amount of people that sub.
This late into the series, and I'm sure we're not going to stop integrating people, but I think he did a really good job with it. Some of Frankie's shining moments are like when he built the bridge randomly while they're trying to figure out.
So here's the thing, and after that, I want to actually really focus on this video because I've been pausing a lot. Not 15, 50. So to people saying, why don't I give a notification like 3 months before changing the price? Because the channel's growing too fucking fast. Like, chat, we are currently at 3,162 Patreon subs. And there's still 4 or 5 days left in the month. 3 months ago, we were not. I don't even think we were at 2,000. I don't know where the fuck we were at 3 months ago. Way lower. So it's like that's I think the other issue is that as it grows, it's just I don't know
how to get out of the situation.
Like people have asked me. They were like, "Can I just give you $600 and you just react to an entire 12 episode series?" And I'm sure anybody hears that, y'all would be like, "Duh, why wouldn't you do that?" Well, because I just physically not enough time. I'm only one person. I'm only one person. I would love to do that, but I just can't. I just literally can't because there's not enough time, and I don't want to put One Piece on the back burner or put the other ones on the back burner. No, I've been a full-time content creator since before I started reactions. I used to be a full-time streamer, and I streamed video games every day, like 6 days a week. I don't do that anymore.
Know how they can progress, and Frankie's like, look, I just built a bridge really fast.
The other day. It was a lot of fun.
It's not really great. Or when he builds the sky steps, is that what they're called? He had a lot of great
right now Patreon Frostwolf, they should be reinstated within the next week or so on the main
But he
YouTube
also
channel.
Has his ridiculous moments, like wanting them to.
I totally could. Like I could
wanted them to turn into a transformer.
Patreon level 5 request, but I don't want to do that.
And Robin's response is, "I find it embarrassing as a human." That is so cold and so Robin, and Robin is easily one of my favorite Straw Hats because of these
100%.
Little moments like this. Plus
she
her
reminds
powers
me
are
of
incredible.
Zoro.
But I will say,
in the way that they're both very
really
quiet,
love it
but they
every
just give
time
those little
Robin fights. When she goes up against someone, at this point, I don't understand why she doesn't just always squeeze the balls off of the people that she's fighting. Because that seemed to be really effective the one time she tried it. Brook had some good moments in this arc as well. While he's not a character that I'm attached to very much yet, he is a character that provided a lot of information for us, the readers, as well as for the Straw Hats in this new island and with this new magic system. But he also had some really fun conflict moments and fighting. And when he joined the crew in the fight, again, I think it was smart that Oda made him easily overshadowed, very much a side character, but still with some shining moments, and I thought that was really cool. But the character that I think that shined the most in this arc,
I wonder if she's heard about Wano yet or not.
Zoro. There was his fight with the swordsman.
Like I wonder if she has heard. I can't imagine she hasn't, but at the same time she's reading it and she's going through it so quickly she might not have. I'm curious, like if she is gonna notice the the Wano reference.
And how he said, you're known for, I think it was slaying a dragon. I don't even know if dragons exist, but that's awesome. Let's fight. You'll be a worthy opponent. I've always wanted to meet you or fight you or something like that.
And that's
such a great line. Then their
just because everybody's hyping it up so much.
So
but
fun
it's gonna take
to
so
watch.
long.
Them running along the rooftops and again just destroying everything in their wake. And then when the battle finally ended and Zoro's response was something along the lines
Chat, is there a One Piece video game that I can play after Marineford?
Because, you know, you're a swordsman who lost a fight. That's how you should feel. And then he got to keep the sword and like
because
now he has his third sword because that one broke in the other arc. So now he has 3 again and he's learning to fight with that. That's great. According to my notes, it is now time to talk about the scene that I hated the most in this arc. I was really excited when Sanji came in to save her because I love that this crew always has each other's backs. But the scene where he went to save her, which was really cool,
ended up she did not like him in the beginning.
Totally sucking.
Like at all.
So the scene in the bath back at the beginning of the arc where Absalom is spying on Nami in the bath and then pulls her out of the bath and while she's naked shoves her against the wall and tells her that he's going to force her into marriage with her is not a scene I liked, but he's the villain, so fine. But then when Sanji confronts Absalom, and this whole time I think he's confronting him because he's saving one of his crew members and because he's being Sanji, instead he declares
you can sub faux free. Faux free. You don't get ads. You get emotes, animated emotes. We have a bunch of One Piece emotes. I don't remember all of them, but we got a bunch.
He exposes what the clear fruit is, and he declares that he's always wanted the clear fruit so that he can do the same stuff that Absalom has been doing, so that he can also violate women's privacy, and so that he can also be a terrible person, apparently. Not only does he say that he wants to do all the stuff that Absalom has been doing, our villain has been doing, but he also declares, even though I don't have the clear fruit, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to go on and I am going to be a pervert too.
Yeah,
and that
I mean,
was really disappointing
that
to read.
Scene
that was a really disappointing Sanji moment for me. For someone who initially wasn't a fan of Sanji and who has been completely won over by him, that was a disappointing line. And anytime I've brought up kind of issues with...
It doesn't surprise me though, because I had a similar thing that I thought it was a little weird. And the only reason why I didn't like give it more shit, I guess, is just because of the fact that it's like it came out so long ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even just a different culture of Japan, but it's a different culture. It's well over a decade ago. Like, it was a very different time in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, which is when this came out. It was just a very, very different time and era.
Oda's pervy humor that he puts into this series. The two most common comments that I get in videos are, this is just the way manga is. This is how humor is in manga, and this is written for teenage boys. That's bullshit if you want my honest opinion, because one, just because something is common in a form of literature doesn't mean that I'm required to shrug it off. I can still, you know, be critical of it and not like it and say that it's bad. But two, also, the fact that it's for teenage boys makes it worse to me, because
I have to say, like,
I take issue with the entire mentality of, I want something from a woman, she won't give it to me, so I will forcibly take it.
I always forget that, like, in theory, that's what shonens in general are for.
And building mistreating women into the hero's journey, the character that we're rooting for, in a fantasy designated for teens, and like making that acceptable and funny.
It's 100% a bad scene. It doesn't surprise me though, because again, 2007, I mean, that was what, Filthy Frank era, I would say, something like that, you know what I mean, like, or around that time frame, maybe a little sooner, a little easier. I always forget about that though, that
and the narrative has been pushing Sanji as a gentleman for a while now. That's a concept that's been pushed a lot in the last several arcs, and him making the transition from a simp to a creep flies in the face of that gentleman narrative. And I know that it was supposed to be funny, it was all written as a joke, but it actually really damaged the character for me, which sucks because this is a character that I love. Oh, now we get to talk about Usopp. So So
I'm happy that
one of my
didn't
favorite
ruin
scenes in
Sanji's
this arc
character for
was
her, though.
the fight between Usopp and Ghost Girl. Piranha? What's her name? Ghost Girl. We get to see a lot of her powers.
I mean, the difference there is, like, there's nothing wrong with liking pervy humor, but there's a big difference between pervy humor and pervy humor specifically based around, like, fucking unwanted, non-consensual fucking, like, there's a very big difference there.
In action, we get to learn more about how her powers work and how she controls them, which just, I love her so much. But then the way Usopp fought her, the fact that he was the only one that could fight her because he's such a negative person, which again, hilarious, but so sad. But then the way that he fought her with solving the mystery of how she was able, or like why she ran away and then suddenly she was powerful and confrontive, and how she was controlling her powers.
By the way, I want to talk about this real quick. Just because, right? This is like more, not even really for me, I guess you could say, but this is more of a broad statement to everybody who watches reactions or anything like that. If somebody criticizes or critiques a character at that moment that they are at in this story, by you leaving a comment saying they will get better, they change, just wait till next arc, wait till here, this character will get, like, you're not doing anything at all. Like, all you're doing is spoiling future events, which you shouldn't do. And like for example, you're like, yeah, but he gets better. She don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you got to think about. Like, just because you have the perception of what's happening in the future, the person that's there in that moment doesn't. So, like, there's no reason to do that. Like, it doesn't help, right? Like, I'll use Demon Slayer as an example. I'm not going to spoil anything, don't worry. But I ranted. I fucking popped off about how much I did not like Rengoku and Scarface because of something that they did to a little fucking cute, adorable character. And it pissed me off, and I was like, I don't fucking like them. They're shit. And I stand by my opinions on them in that moment. Since watching the movie, my opinion on Rengoku has completely changed. Rengoku is one of my favorite characters. But the thing is that I did not know that going in, which means that, like, I would have rather gone into that movie with my expectations of me not liking him and seeing that character development myself, instead of going in with the expectation of, well, I'm going to like him now because everybody keeps telling me I'm going to like him now. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's stupid. Like, don't fucking do that. It's just annoying. Whale, thank you for the 5 months, by the way. I appreciate it. I gotta piss. I gotta refill. Whatever.
You know, that he revealed that she was projecting herself in spirit form, and her body was still vulnerable. Then defeating her with trickery, essentially, with the sticky impact.
These comments right here. It pisses off hardcore fans when first-time readers and watchers make really uncharitable assumptions about the writing. Ready? Get over yourself. If you actually get pissed off because somebody makes an assumption as they're making a video based on the knowledge that they have, and they don't have the knowledge that you have, that doesn't justify you being pissed off. It just chooses that you're a child and can't handle somebody critiquing something that you love. It's okay for somebody to critique something, and it's even more okay for somebody to critique something that they love. I've given plenty of criticisms of One Piece, but it's still literally my favorite series that I've ever watched. It's my favorite piece of media, but that doesn't mean that I can't critique it. And if you actually get pissed off at anybody for critiquing something, there's no justification there. You're just a baby. And I'm not directing this at anybody in particular, by the way. I'm just saying in general. Like, if you are one of these fucking literal children who get angry at reactors or reviewers because they gave an opinion on a character with the knowledge they had, and you're mad because you like the character now, you're literally dumb. And you're literally a child. Like, you have the brain density of a fucking child.
Tactile that he sent with
maybe even a fetus. I've seen some really dumb comments. That he gave her like a mental terror over, and then the balloon thing. It all culminated into the biggest panic attack that ended up being what defeated her, or at least this what stopped her for the moment. And it was such a shining moment. Not the entire series, but I think that fight might have been like
instead
top 5.
Instead of powering up Usopp with him just becoming stronger and becoming a better fighter, he still is the way that he is, but he's gaining more confidence, which makes him run away from battles less and step up to the plate more. But his weaknesses are still there. He's just having tools and having clever thinking, which clever thinking has always been something that his character has had. That kind of like
I'm happy. I will say I'm happy that she has fallen in love with Usopp, because she did not like Usopp in the beginning,
as well as thinking ahead and planning. And he's always kind of been this character, but now with the tools that he has.
I just want to point this out because I'm banning this person because it's the dumbest take that I have seen today, and I feel like it makes sense to address, because if you think this way, then we don't want you here. Wait, normies are ruining something that ended up popular. What a surprise. You are literally gatekeeping a nerdy pastime. I'm gonna blow your mind right now. I'm not even that old. I'm 27. When I was in school, people would still get beaten up for being a nerd, liking video games, liking anime. If you're that insecure about normal people enjoying anime, bro, what are you doing with your life? Like, yo, get fucking over yourself. Like, straight up, more people finding anime literally makes the industry as a whole better. More money, more everything getting funneled into anime is and will always be a good thing. Like, people can like trash talk the fact that anime has gotten popular or whatever, but like, the reason that some of your series are getting sequels, the reason that some of your series are starting to do better, are getting approved for an anime, that is literally because of the normies that you have such a problem with. Like, straight up, dude, like, get over yourself. Stop gatekeeping anime. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I know people who would have punched you in the face in high school because you liked anime. The only reason why I didn't get shit for liking anime in high school is because I was a fucking drug addict in high school, and I fucking did a bunch of drugs with all the fucking people, and I went to parties and I got drunk all the time. So they fucking were like, all right, well, Ruff's cool. He can watch anime. We don't care. He's fucking chilling, smoking weed back in the basement, getting hammered. Like, that's the different, like, but like, dude, be happy that this medium is expanding. Like, be happy that this medium is like becoming more so than what it is. Like,
and with the confidence
I love seeing people
gaining, mixed with that
fucking
that
normie
brain
fucking
that he
attitude
has
bullshit
is creating such really I don't know, clever fight scenes for him, where he's able to shine in his own way instead of just fighting the same way.
Like, I want everybody
to experience One Piece. So this fight with Zombie Luffy went on forever.
Like, if her video hit
way.
1 million views,
I really especially liked this fight with Zombie Luffy because
checking out One Piece, I would be the fucking happiest person in the world.
Together in this fight. Usually in fights, they each have their unique abilities that they handle.
Yo, you know what Chopper reminds me of here? Y'all remember those little dolls that you put inside? My grandmother used to have them. I don't know if it's an Italian thing or not, because I never saw them anywhere else. But those little fucking dolls that you put inside of another doll, and then you put another doll inside of those fuckers, that's what it reminds me of.
handle,
it's
and
Russian?
it all
Is
kind
that
of
what it is?
culminates
Okay. Russian
into
nesting
teamwork.
dolls, maybe.
But this time it was just legitimate teamwork. It was calling out orders, each different character calling out orders. It was Chopper realizing the weak point in the arm, and Zoro telling the team,
that's what he looked like.
We can't just hold this monster off until Luffy gets the job done. He could be tricked. It could take longer. We may die. The sun may come out and we may disappear, but we need to make sure that this zombie goes down so that in the end, if Luffy's held off, he still has a chance to get his shadow back at least. And then the team coming around him when he explains that to them, the way each different character, I already said that, each different character would call out different commands and they were working together and switching off. It just, the teamwork in this fight was so satisfying.
Or Rough Lore, just show up to the streams, dude. We have Rough Lore chats every stream almost. So what I wanted to talk about is, and I guess minor spoilers, but yeah, I mean minor Shabandi spoilers. The thing that made me think the most in regards to this is somebody, and I don't know if this is true or not. I'm sure Twitch chat y'all will confirm for me right now, or YouTube. Somebody will confirm this. That Kuma sent the Straw Hats specifically to an island to get them stronger. That it wasn't random. He specifically sent them to the same place. So if that is true, it got me thinking more specifically around Zoro being sent to Perona's island. How fucking long was Kuma watching them? Like we know that he showed up, but like, how long was he there? Because obviously, when you think about it, he must have seen Zoro and Perona together and saw that he struggled. It's just fucking wild. Like, I know it'll get explained at some point because, like, and then even that's just how Oda does things. But
Luffy gets kind of captured by the other pirate crew on the island and forcibly put
I'm also not reading chat because I already know how this
inside
goes.
Of him so that he kind of becomes a monster himself.
Somebody's gonna spoil
his fight was great, but then again, when he goes down and the team has to gather around and they think they have to finish the fight for him, it's just, there were so many moments in this, you know, huge long fight that it kept seeming like it was over, but it kept coming back around. There were so many moments of teamwork, of camaraderie, and of loyalty. Luffy fighting as a 100 shadow wielder monster was awesome, but then also Balloon Mariah ends up going inside of Monster Luffy's tummy to kind of co-pilot, to control Monster Luffy fighting against him because he's like, let me do this. This is fun. I want to do it. And
I don't trust y'all.
You know, there were so many moments of the fight changing slightly, but even as the fight kept changing, the team kept being fully a team, and I loved it. Oh, actually,
I will say, and she honestly hit the nail on the head. We were building to the point of, like, where the Straw Hats were becoming like a much more cohesive group and like working together stronger and stronger and stronger. But I didn't really think about this, and I think it stands by yet again my reasoning for just not understanding why people are causing issues. Yeah, the reason why, because the people that are spoiling, they go to Twitch chat because the chat's on the screen. If YouTube chat was on the screen, then people would do that too. They're assholes. But like, people shit on Thriller Bark, and I don't understand, because the Nothing Happens scene is one of the best scenes in anime, in my opinion. I think it was so fucking good. The fight between Oars and them, Nightmare Luffy, was incredible. XD, thank you for the tier 1. Like, I was in shock how little love the Nightmare Luffy video got compared to other fights in reactions. Like, I was blown away. So you have that, but then what shocked me the most is not only did you have all of that laid out, but this is real, like, in my opinion, where the Straw Hats really, really, really learned to fight like as a fucking unit. Like, parts of them did, right during Water 7, during Eni's lobby, but I understand that this is sandwiched in between the Water 7 arc and then the war arc. I get that. But I just don't understand. Like, I just don't think that it just gets so much hate, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Also,
Matt, thank you for the
Monster Luffy he wanted Mariah to take a step back and let him fight, but then he was also super pleased to be controlled like a robot because he's like a robot, and that's funny, and that is so very Luffy. Along with all this, we also learned that Blackbeard, who I called Whitebeard throughout the entire last video, I'm so sorry. Blackbeard
I think I did the same thing. I also keep
replacing
mixing up
Crocodile, so he's a new 7.
Like, a bunch of people started freaking out, and they were like, yo, Ruff don't understand One Piece because I referred to Shanks showing off his hockey, and people legitimately thought that I wasn't that I thought, I called him Ace, and people were really confused. So there's your
Warlord of the Sea,
clarification.
which, oh, I'm so happy about that because his powers are so cool. This is going to be great. But then we also meet another Warlord of the Sea, the Bible guy. So he's very interesting to me with his paw powers. He's essentially been built by someone. So he's basically made of steel is how I interpreted it. They really couldn't get a hit in on him.
It's
and
funny
I really
like
I feel like
Kuma, like, it matches his look, so his name was so easy to remember. I felt
they can't just punch their way out of, an antagonist that they have to really think their way around. I think that leads to fight scenes that will never be able to become stale because we always have to figure out a new solution. I like that our team isn't the most powerful crew in this world.
I just want to, this isn't One Piece related, but I just thought this was funny and I wanted to point it out because I think it's just ironic and this shows how much I miss chat. So one of our mods, longtime mods, Wickeds, he uses these glad emotes all the time because he's subbed to him and he's little hamsters. And I just think it's funny that there's another person named Wicked in the chat and you also are subbed to Glad and are using the emotes. That was kind of funny. Y'all related?
I think that makes these oppositions so much more interesting. So he's interesting to me just for the fact that the team can't punch their way through him. But he's also interesting to me because he disappeared my ghost girl. That doesn't make him interesting, actually. That makes me mad at him.
Yeah,
where's my ghost girl?
Him.
I hope he put her in her vacation spot.
I love that she loves
really
her
sweet.
so much.
But I will say, she better come back around. You saved Absalom and Doctor and Balloon Guy. If you're saving them, Ghost Girl better come back around too. Because everybody comes back around in the series, so I can trust that she will. But if she doesn't, Oda, you and I are having a talk. But anyway, this warlord is also very interesting to me because of the bargain that he made. After Balloon Guy was defeated, Bible Guy then he needed Luffy's head.
I need help. Who is Balloon Guy? Who is she referring to as Balloon Guy? I'm really confused. Who's Balloon Guy? Moria. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I knew what the fuck was happening because I was so confused, dude.
First he tried to get the crew to betray Luffy to get his head, which, come on, man, do you know who you're talking to? But then he was like, all right, fine, I'll just take it myself. Zoro steps up and says, take my head in place of his. Too much loyalty, not too much. Keep bringing it in. And then Sanji steps up and actually says, he wants to save Zoro. I want to see
what happens when we get to nothing happen, dude.
What good will it do if now you can't accomplish your dream, Zoro? No. Take my head. The government doesn't recognize me yet, but I assure you, I will be a force to be reckoned with.
I know she didn't get to hear the
hold. Oh, that was a good.
Do you think that would change her opinion?
He even says, give the team my regards and start looking for a new cook. Oh gosh, I love these moments. I love these moments for these characters.
Oh my god, she is like Luffy with names. Oh my god, that is so funny.
That is like my kryptonite. And Bible Guy makes a bargain or makes a deal with them that he's going to.
So you know what I love about this? So y'all remember when she said, I'm gonna read One Piece digitally because like that will be too pricey. Can we just address the fact that, like, yo, Merphy, I see you buying them omnibuses. I see them One Piece mangas. I see them. She's being converted. I'm telling you, bro. She's being converted.
Out all of Luffy's pain and suffering. And
I love it because she went from having no idea what it was to enjoying it to fucking completely and utterly in love with it.
Essentially, he's too weak, so it will kill him. And Zoro doesn't hesitate. Sticks his hand in there and he takes the pain. He takes the agony. He takes it all from Luffy. And Warlord leaves. And some really great moments happen. I got box set 2
ordered,
here.
By the way. I found it for not obscenely priced.
Moment, which I
finally understood. So good! Oh my god, dude. They fucking nailed that scene in the anime. Holy shit, dude. God. So good.
Stand the reference for, which is just such a good... Everything that he took.
This is the best part about TikTok, by the way. So for those that don't know, I post clips on TikTok. However, because of editing reasons and spoilers, obviously, way far behind on TikTok. So my profile picture is this. For those that don't know, we officially hit 100,000 followers on TikTok. We're currently at 101,500. But it's funny because people are always like, yo, did this man's get spoiled? Did he get spoiled? Why he got Thriller Bark picture? Why he got Thriller Bark profile picture? Why he got that? And I'm like, bro, because I'm ahead. TikTok, why? Because TikTok is one of the most, well, I take it back. Not even one of the most easily discovered platform literally on the planet at the moment. Why don't I do that on Insta? Because Insta fucking sucks. And it's linked to Facebook, which I really don't want to fucking deal with. Like, fuck Facebook. The only reason I still have Facebook is because some of my fucking old parents still use it. And it's like the only way I talk to my grandmother through like fucking Facebook Messenger chat because she has her tablet.
And what it must...
TikTok also sucks too, though. All right. So what I know is anybody who says TikTok sucks just hasn't used it. Or hasn't used it in a year. Like, so what I mean by that is people are always like, oh, I go on TikTok and all I see is girls shaking their butt. And my response to that is, you see, right? You are seeing girls shaking their butt all over your front page because you keep watching girls shaking their butt on your front page and interacting with it. That's why. Like, my fucking thing is food hacks, stoners, millennial shit, and then like reactors. Like Alonzi pops up on mine because I follow him on there. Like, I don't get girls shaking their butts. That's just not what I get. That's just not a thing. If y'all seeing shaking butts, it's because y'all are interacting with the shaking butts. But if TikTok's banned in your country, there's nothing I can do to help you. I'm sorry.
Have done to him, and his response is nothing. Nothing happened. Whew. I can't even put into words how great how much that means to me. Not to me, but
there's almost 700 people on Twitch.
Hits. Then Luffy is still passed out. Oh, no, wait, Zoro, sorry. Zoro is still passed out. He's not going to recover quickly from this one, or at least, it took him a minute. And the zombies come back and they're like, we saw what happened. Let's tell the world. And Sanji drags him away and he's like, you tell me everything that happened. And then he forces them not to say anything because he wants to respect Zoro's wishes. That Zoro
I feel like that was a big, like, I feel like that moment was when Sanji really started to respect Zoro.
His burden to bear, and that's the end of that. And the fact that Sanji is afraid for Zoro's life, is the one that seeks him out, and that is the one that shuts everyone up to protect his secret. I love the dynamic between these two because they hate each other so much, but there's clearly so much love there. And it's good stuff. Oh, I forgot a really important part of the fight that I loved
Inject that
so
one
much.
Piece into my veins,
loved
bro.
that the crew
Give me
was
all of it.
accepting of the fact, including Robin, because Robin's shadow gets stolen too at some point. I love the fact that the crew, including our 3 most powerful players other than Luffy, are ready and willing to fight to the very end and to fight to sunrise, knowing that will kill them. No return, all for the sake of Luffy potentially getting his shadow back in the end. They just...
Also, fun fact, what I've learned, I straight up don't think that I would be able to verbalize my thoughts as well in reactions if I watched more dubbed anime. I find it way easier to talk over a language that I don't understand.
Need to I don't know if I'm the only one, so that he can, and so
or if I'm just like that focused on her video that like I don't want to miss anything of it. It might be that.
It's really not high on their priority list. It's just kind of like a bonus. Cool, good job, you got your thing back too. But we were really fighting for our thing, which I love that for our crew. I love that our crew isn't just like the good guys coming in to save the day. That there's always that level of yeah, we'll help you out too. We're here, but I mean we're really here for us. But not only that, and the whole scene where they actually did start disappearing. No, that scared me. That freaked me out.
I can't fuck with the dub for One Piece though.
But then too, also when Luffy is switching to Gear 2, and the whole crew is just standing behind watching.
Yeah, in the manga, it says Zolo instead of Zoro.
Even though the sun's coming out, they're all about to die. No one's flinching. They're just watching Luffy get to Gear 2 because they're ready for the fight to be done. In fact, Zoro says. The battle, we've already won this battle. Oh, and another great Zoro line was when he told Luffy,
we need to watch some episodes of the 4Kids dub on stream.
I love that he let Luffy finish it. Even though any of them could have finished it. Any of them could have, because it was the end. But it was like, this is Luffy's shadow. He's the one that should see it done. Okay, my voice is actually disappearing. So
as we come to the final stretch of her video,
I still need to talk about one more thing, but I'll keep it kind of brief for my own sanity.
Trust me.
Because it's too painful, but then also for the sake of you not having to listen to me like this for very long. At the end of this arc, we also got the backstory of Brook and the little whale.
Yeah, I want to check out Daniel Green's as well.
And
I've already said I'm addicted. I'm rewinding this because I really want to take all this in. And then I'm probably going to not read chat as much for the next like 3 minutes because I really want to hear her thoughts on... Actually, this will be a good time for me to go piss and grab a refill because I really, really want to see what's going on with this. What was I gonna say? I'm addicted. Like I said, I wasn't originally doing reactions. Obviously, now I'm learning that people would have liked to have these. But I've already watched all her previous videos. I watched a bunch of Totally Not Mark's. And we'll start doing more. I want to see the others just because it's been very fun for me because it's a little easier to do these than commit to watching all of somebody's reactions, which I just currently don't have the time for. But I've been really, really, really enjoying it a lot. But I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go pee. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I just have to make sure that the YouTube has no music. Okay, we're good. And then we are going to, if I could find the fucking right one. Where did it go? You type in anime and anime titties, the song is the first thing that comes in. BamBam gifted 10 fucking subs. Oh my god, dude. Thank you. All right. I know y'all are going to like this song. I'll be right back. I'm going to go to refill. Nobody get into trouble, all right? Nobody get into trouble. YouTube, I'm sorry that you won't have any audio, but YouTube sucks, so I can't. If you want to hear the anime music, come to Twitch. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry for that delay, guys. I had to grab a drink, pee, check up on the kiddo, etc. etc. First off, thank you so much for basically nobody leaving. 640 to 50 people of you over on Twitch, which I appreciate. YouTube did drop down to 634, which means Twitch, y'all are officially in the fucking lead, baby. Y'all passed them. Y'all did it again. It was just a matter of time. The Twitch chat has reclaimed the throne, which is really funny when you think about it. I gotta fuel up. Yeah, YouTube YouTube chats tend to not be as chaotic and fast-paced as Twitch chat. Until you become one of those YouTubers that has like 10, 20, 30, 40,000 viewers, then like it's inevitable. But if you have like under 1,000 people, YouTube chats are usually pretty tame. Where Twitch chat, like the second there's 200 people, it usually becomes a shitstorm. All right. I want to know more about Brook. Seriously, yet again, before I start up this video, please go drop a sub to Merphy's channel if you have not already. I want every single person here to drop a sub. One, because you should, because the videos are great. But two, because if you're supporting me, then you should support her video, since her video is the one that we're watching. SCP Nostalgia, thank you for the Prime sub. All right, let's continue. King K Gamer with the tier 1. Oh my god, thank you guys.
This for very long. At the end of this arc, we
got
the backstory of Brook and the little whale.
His name is Laboon, damn it.
I actually genuinely don't know how to break this one down because it was just one big emotional ball of pain. Brook's story is sad, especially the part where we go back and forth between the now and the then.
Well, thank you for gifting us up,
singing
man. I
the same
appreciate
song and watching his crew disappear, seeing them turn into a quartet, then a trio, then a duo.
That scene fucked me up so bad.
As they're dying,
it messed me up so bad. This is another one that I feel like hurt. No matter what the experience watching that scene in the anime, I don't think will. That's one of those moments where I feel like even if you read the manga, I don't think it'll be able to be comparable. Like, it's just me, just because you don't have the music, you know what I mean? And I feel like the song playing, if you play the song while you're reading it, I could see maybe, but if you don't have the music, I just don't think that scene hits as hard as it does.
But then also seeing everything that the little whale went through and how this all affected this whale that, I don't know, 1,000,000 years ago was just some absurdist thing that we dealt with. It's truly amazing to me that these little moments early on in the series that felt like just like a weird side thing we did.
It's been a while, okay? It's not, she forgets names. It's not a big deal.
To not just be significant to the story, but to actually pack such an emotional punch, like to really, really hurt me. And for me to not only care about this fictional whale, not fictional in the story, but you know what I mean? Not only care about it, but to actually, like, hurt so much for it. Anyway, Brooks is part of our crew now. Brooks is part of our crew now. And while he's not a character that I really care about that much.
Oh my God, Purple Derpington, thank you for the 10 gifted. I don't think this is the original. Is this the original? I think this is the original. I think I got the original this time. Rob, thank you for the 100 biddies, dude. It's so good. I'm sorry, YouTube. We can't play it for you. I'm sorry. Don't blame me. Blame YouTube. It's so fucking good. We needed to set the tone. 4 minutes left in the hype train. Thank you guys so much for all the bits and stuff. I appreciate it.
Which, go ahead and unsubscribe. I understand that makes me very unlikable.
Wait, hold on. She said it. Hold on.
Not fictional in the story, but you know what I mean. Not only care about it, but to actually like hurt so much for it. Anyway, Brooks is part of our crew now. Brooks is part of our crew now. And while he's not a character that I really care about that much, I'm not a fan of puns, which, go ahead and unsubscribe. I understand that makes me very unlikable. I'm not a fan of puns. And
somebody's got to put y'all fuckers in your place.
His reoccurring panty humor is not funny to me.
I didn't think she would like Brook. I
don't dislike him necessarily. He served a great purpose in this arc to be kind of like an information dump, which isn't a negative thing. I feel like the panty joke is going to be one of those things that is going to turn off most people to Brook. I feel like most people that dislike Brook, it's because of the systems
panty
and
thing.
World building. So him being an information dump endeared me to him because I wanted to learn more, and he provided the knowledge. So he served that purpose. But then also, him coming in with the salt in the battles, and him,
Brook was a badass dude. He was a G when he showed up in Thriller Bark.
And so I don't dislike him, but he definitely hasn't won me over at this point. But I'm looking forward to having him win me over. And then finally, I said I had one more thing to talk about, and here we are on thing number 3. Finally,
thank you for the
crew promises me, now that we've gotten through our Ghost Pirate section, which was satisfying. Not what I was expecting, but satisfying. Now, finally, we're going to get our mermaids. But no, I know it's not true, because we learn that there is this magic piece of paper.
This is how you know, bro. This is what happens. This is when you go through the One Piece rabbit hole where you're like, no, Oda, I know what you're doing, you fucking liar. Like, this is how you know. Killer Simba, thank you for the 5 gift. I've been waiting for that moment.
The crew promises me, now that we've gotten through our Ghost Pirate section, which was satisfying. Not what I was expecting, but satisfying. Now, finally, we're going to get our mermaids. But no, I know it's not true, because we learn that there is this magic piece of paper that you can have, that you can split and give one to you and one to you. And the magic piece of paper will always come back together. And so you can always know in what direction someone is. You won't know how far away they are. You won't know how long it'll take to get to them, but you can get to them this way. And Ace gave Luffy that paper. So Luffy has a way to find Ace. And Ace...
She loved Ace.
That paper is dying. It's burning. It's disintegrating. Which means that Ace is almost gone. And we found out when our baddies were on the ship,
you could hear it in her voice already.
They're reading the paper. I don't know how they got a paper. I don't know how papers are distributed to a floating pirate ship in an area where things disappear and things can go in but nothing can come out. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. They have a paper, and the paper tells them that Ace is in Impel Down.
No, I know she said she's losing her voice, but I mean in that moment.
I wasn't...
when she got to like him being almost gone, which doesn't surprise me because how much she loves Luffy, and she did really like Ace when he was first introduced.
I'm more upset about this than I should be.
Like, so see what I mean? She just acknowledged it. Y'all are like, nah, dude, her voice. Like, she just said she was upset about it.
In Impel Down, where torturing and execution happens, but we know that he's fading and he's near gone. So we're going to Impel Down, I guess. I know Luffy.
She's not ready. She's not ready.
And I know that he's not going to do anything with that except bulldoze his way back to this place that he just left to save his brother. And I'm so glad, because that's exactly what I want to do too. Forget the mermaids. Don't forget the mermaids. We're coming back to the mermaids. But go get your brother, man. Go get your brother.
I'm telling you, dude, there is a definitive line that I've noticed that every time... oh my fucking God, Raider! Man just smacked me in the face with a fucking diamond. Thank you so much, dude. Holy shit. What I was saying was there's a very definitive moment where you can tell when somebody has fallen, like they've gotten to the waterfall that is One Piece and they finally hit the end and now they are on that roller coaster and there's no stopping it. And you can hear it in the inflection and the tone of people's voices when they talk about it. I noticed it about myself because of how far behind the TikTok reactions are. Like, dude, prior to like Water 7 Any's lobby, like you can tell I'm enjoying it, but it's, you know, like I'm enjoying it. And then there's the Water 7 Any's lobby point where I'm just like, and then this happened, and then this is gonna fucking happen, and they're gonna go over here, and like you can see it. Everybody that I've seen at that point, like there's a fine line that when they cross it, it's it. One Piece got it. It has its hooks in you, and it's not letting go.
And save him so that he can join the crew and you guys can sail off together and live happily ever after. That's the dream. That's the goal here. That's what we're doing. I barely know Ace. I knew him from that time we met him when he was looking for his brother, and we talked to him for 2 seconds. And I know him from the last arc where we got to see him have a really cool fight with Blackbeard. But I don't know him very well at all.
I think the better example is the second that a reactor or the second that a reviewer starts when they go from I love this story, I love all the One Piece's story, and then it flips to Oda's story, and then you start talking about Oda like he's this messiah, like Oda is this fucking Buddha that we all worship. And I feel like there is a point where everybody they get there, and then that's it. Smiley, give her the 300 bits, dude.
But I'm so attached to him.
I would love to have her on the podcast.
And
we're taking a little bit of a break from
with how much I know that Luffy loves him. And
we've noticed the podcast does better when it's just
I want him to save his brother.
Every time we have a guest on,
so
people
we're
tend
going
to
to
not
impel
like it
down,
as much
I assume.
Reason.
We better. And we're going to save Ace. Anyway, I'm done now. I hope you enjoyed chatting with me about Thriller Bark. It seems to be an arc that some people love, some people hate. So
Jesus Christ,
now you know how I
Raider.
feel about it. Generally pretty good.
My God.
I love the gothic feel. I love the creepy feel. I love the general atmosphere of this entire arc. It was a nice side quest. It's not a place that I need to hang out any longer than we did. I'm excited to move on. I'm excited to go back to kind of more standard what One Piece feels like. But I thought this was a really nice break, and it was fun. Now I'm ready to go save Ace and then go hang out with some mermaids. Anyway, I'm tired of talking, so I would love to continue chatting with you about this in the comments. What are some of your favorite moments? What are some things that I didn't talk about? What are some details that I might have gotten wrong that happens inevitably every single time? Because I'm new to this medium, and
I wish
there's just a lot of this world
I don't know how to do this, or I would love to do this.
I do really like discussing it with you guys a lot. This is a passionate fan base, but an awesome,
Gilmez, they were 100 pitties.
Kind one.
I just put y'all motherfuckers' names in the description because I'm not this talented.
I post videos every Tuesday through Friday. Check out my Discord if you want. I give live reactions there. It's a really good community of people just chatting and gushing about One Piece a lot. But anyway, I'm excited for what's to come.
But nobody could possibly prepare themselves for what happens after Thriller Bark, because I wasn't in any way, shape, or form prepared in any way. Oh yeah, I watch Trash Taste. I watch Trash Taste's highlights. I don't really watch the podcast themselves, but I do that. Remember, by the way, everybody, is first, if you have not, go sub to Merphy's channel, please. She uploads these videos every Friday. She's doted Friday as One Piece Day. And lucky for y'all, because I stream on Saturday, we can watch these on Saturday, because otherwise I wouldn't do it, because I there's no way I want to wait. There's no way that I would want to wait. But yeah, so I've been watching her videos, and then I've been watching see, I always get worried because like Merphy, I know she's okay. I don't know how far along Totally Not Mark is, so I'm always worried about looking him up. Let me just see if I can go into my history and find, am I on the right channel? Yeah. So I'm up to, so I haven't, you can see I started it and then stopped it. So I have to finish Totally Not Mark's Thriller Bark review. I have to start that one at some point. But I'm gonna have to stop watching his soon because it's gonna be caught up. So I'll have to figure that out. Thank you for the 20 subs and 5,800 bits. Like seriously, guys, you're insane. Favorite One Piece laugh, the Darishi Shishi that I can't replicate. Not because I necessarily love it, but because it like has broken me as a person. But yeah, so go do that. And then remember, if you guys want more One Piece stuff, we're going to be doing a few things. Sione has a bunch of videos that will be coming out, but we're doing a lot more One Piece talks. The podcast, by the way, I'm still blown away. I can't thank y'all enough. This was the first ever day that we posted the podcast on the actual Nani no Anime channel, which obviously is a very new channel. It doesn't have a lot of subs. And the fact that that video hit 11K views and actually, I think, is one of the highest viewed podcasts we've seen in a very long time. So if you haven't gone it, go check it out. The podcast goes up every Tuesday. So we're going to be recording that soon. And, but there is all of these videos. So for those of you that like One Piece, we're getting the thumbnails made. But Sione, as you can see, has already gone through and he has reacted to all of the sagas in minutes to catch up to where he was in One Piece. Don't worry, I won't be watching any of his ones after that. And these will be uploaded to the channel here. And I'm going to start putting reactions to stuff on here as well. And go from there. Podcasts currently aren't live. We might bring the podcast live again. But until I get somebody that can manage the recording of the podcast for me, I can't stream it. There's just too much going on. And it's just a little complicated. So Sione, he has his channel right here, but he doesn't really post to it. So these videos are not going up on Sione's channels. They are going up on the Nani no Anime channel. And then he will be starting the One Piece reactions once he's caught up to where he last watched it like 10 years ago. But we haven't decided yet, but he's more than likely going to upload his One Piece reactions on the Nani no Anime channel and not his main channel. Me and him have talked, and he kind of agreed that he wants to really help push the Nani no Anime brand up a little bit higher, and it just makes sense, right? We have a very One Piece based community over there. Like if you flick through the videos, like the videos that do the best are One Piece, like shocking, shocker. But I do really want to thank you all. Like the biggest thing that I see, right, is I feel like a lot of people look at reactions and they don't realize all of the stuff that goes into it. And don't get me wrong, I feel like I put a little bit more effort into building a community than necessarily some people do. Not calling anybody out in particular, I'm just saying in general. And I feel like that is probably a big factor. But the fact that literally videos where me and Sione just talk about random shit about One Piece, like just talking about Boa kicking a cat for 10 minutes, is getting this level of views on a channel that literally has less than 4,000 subs is crazy. Like this video here is just us talking. Like all of these are literally just us talking. It's just crazy. So I just can't thank you. Like you guys are fucking awesome. Like seriously, thank you. And Raider, Jesus Christ, you gave 20,000 fucking bits today, bro. Oh my God. But y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Jujutsu Kaisen. But that being said, YouTube, I apologize, but as most of y'all probably could figure out already, I do have to end the YouTube stream because YouTube, unfortunately, kind of sucks with this kind of stuff. And even if I left the YouTube stream up, the YouTube stream would be kicked offline within less than a minute. So come swing over to Twitch. I'm going to end the YouTube stream over there. And we are going to start Jujutsu Kaisen episode 15 to finish the video. So come swing over and I will see you all on Twitch. Bye, baby.